Sargon of Akkad is a series of videos called Why Do People Hate Feminists? After watching number 12 and finding a large amount of his assertions extremely anecdotal, I decided to watch each episode and discuss the validity and soundness of his assertions. Number 1. Feminists hate men. Sargon claims that feminists brazenly hate men. What's his first piece of evidence for this?
Now, I'm going to start with an advert from Pantene, where they're pandering to women.
Sorry, can I ask a stupid question?
Sorry, do you have a minute?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, there he is.
Mind if I squeeze in here?
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, you go first.
No, it's just, I was gonna say.
Yes, this is the epitome of first world problems, but let's recap what's going on in each scenario.
I have a question. Why don't we go back to the original thing that we did?
Morning. You got a minute?
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
First of all, to say this is man-hating is absurd. I'm not sure I like the delivery of this, but it's definitely not expressing hatred towards men. Also, how is this indicative of feminism as a whole? An ad pandering to feminists with literally 3,500 views on YouTube? I'm sure a much better example of a popular feminist ad would be Like a Girl, sitting with 64 million views. Of course, this commercial, one with infinitely more influence and relevance, is a positive message about the dangers of labeling doing something poorly as doing something like a girl, despite it still being an attempt for Dove to cash in on feminists. This is something we're going to be seeing a lot throughout the series. Instead of arguing against a well-researched popular talking point, he'll just find the most fringe extremist belief, tear it down with ease, and say, "See, I told you feminism was bad."
Sarah, this Wi-Fi calling from T-Mobile is the best.
Yeah?
I can talk from anywhere in my mansion.
I already have it. You sound great in my hydroponic kale garden.
Reception's great in my subterranean petting zoo.
Crystal clear from my trophy room.
All clear in my figure skating basement.
Sounds great from my underground delivery room. Sorry, it's a boy.
And that, 100 years ago, this advert would have been, "Sorry, it's a nigger."
This example is really hilarious. Yeah, man, a comedian making a joke sums up modern feminism. And I think they say liberals can't take a joke. Next, Sargon says feminists weren't offended by this, and Salon said it wasn't sexism, which is yet more evidence of feminists hating men. This reminds me of one of Sargon's many hashtag campaigns, hashtag gas the jokes. Or in his own words, "Dear mainstream media, jokes are not evidence of bigotry, you morons. We won't let you hashtag gas the jokes." Gas the jokes, of course, being a play on words for gas the Jews. It seems like occasionally Sargon should attempt to take his own advice.
But feminists not only wouldn't hear of it, they would go as far as to defend this advert. Sorry dude bros, Silver Siriman's "Sorry It's a Boy" Super Bowl ad isn't sexist. Males, quote unquote, are happy to call misandry while totally overlooking what hashtag everyday sexism really looks like.
This really isn't relevant. It all comes down to the fact that Sargon can't take a joke. So far we have an irrelevant commercial with 3,000 views on YouTube, a comedian telling a joke, and an article defending that joke as proof of feminists hating men. But I'm sure at some point his claims are going to get more serious, right? I mean, making a claim as extreme as feminists hate men has got to have some sort of insane proof that's going to blow my mind.
So not only will feminists defend man-hatred when they see it, but vast amounts of feminist art and literature seem to revolve exclusively around the concept of man-hatred. Take, for example, the Scum Manifesto, which is a radical feminist manifesto by Valerie Solanas that argues that men have ruined the world and it's up to women to fix it. And to achieve this goal, it suggests the formation of Scum, an organisation dedicated to overthrow society and eliminating the male sex. It's widely believed that SCUM is an acronym that stands for the Society for Cutting Up Men. And she had held a series of recruitment meetings that she then later denied. Possibly when this came out and everyone was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The Scum Manifesto is surprisingly popular amongst feminists.
Of course, Sargon pulls out the classic Scum Manifesto. It's funny that Sargon reads the Wikipedia page and then conveniently goes off the page to proclaim this book is actually surprisingly popular among modern feminists. Now, what does he do to prove it's surprisingly popular among modern feminists?
I dedicate this play to me. A continuous source of strength and guidance, and without whose unflinching loyalty and devotion and faith, this play would never have been written. I dedicate this play to myself for proofreading, editorial comment, helpful hints, criticism and suggestions, and an exquisite job of typing. And finally, I dedicate this play to I, for independent research into men, married women, and other degenerates.
That's right, he plays a clip of the 1996 movie I Shot Andy Warhol, which is not an indication of its popularity within modern feminism, obviously. Content warning for staged violence.
Presentation of the rationale and program of action of SCUM, Society for Cutting Up Men.
To be clear, this video is extremely disgusting. There's no doubt of that. I don't agree with the premise at all, and I think its delivery is pretty weird. However, this is 6 women. Unless it was literally leaders of the movement, this is such an unimportant point. Next, Sargon pulls out the big guns. A hashtag campaign. That's right, a hashtag is why feminists hate men. It's also clever how he does this. He shows the staged murder, doesn't say it's staged, then says this kind of callousness is what led us to the hashtag #KillAllMen.
So it's that kind of callousness that leads us to the popular hashtag #KillAllMen, a hashtag so counterproductive to the feminist movement. Feminists are trying to stop it.
From the article in question, this is why we can't have nice things. Every day, plenty of nice, reasonably normal women are already tired from defending the word feminism from the angry, annoying trolls who think that acknowledging sexism means misandry. And then we wake up and see that #KillAllMen is trending on Twitter, and we just want to turn this car around until everyone can behave themselves. Look, it's a hashtag comprised mainly of shitty jokes and people talking about how much it sucks, like most hashtags. The issue with this hashtag is it's extremely self-defeating. It's a joke that doesn't do much in the way of progress, but pushes stereotypes of man-hate within feminism. The best point that can be made from this is that Twitter has inconsistent banning policies.
Well, actually, we need only look as far as Hillary Clinton. Hillary, call me a feminist Clinton, who may well be the Democratic nominee for the next American presidential election. This is a speech that she gave in El Salvador in 1998. A speech in which she unironically says that women have always been the primary victims of war.
First of all, Hillary Clinton is whatever is convenient to her. This is the woman that wore a $12,000 Armani suit to a speech about inequality. In 2010, she even said Africans should just get over colonization and slavery, and should just make money. These reasons and more have made her not only extremely unpopular within social justice circles, but overall one of the least popular candidates in recent memory. So now we've added to that list an unpopular candidate among women, said something stupid 19 years ago, as why feminists hate men. Next, Sargon uses a fake article called "I aborted my baby because it was a boy." He cites the fact that many thought this was written by an actual feminist because of the brilliant points Sargon has levied against feminism so far, to say that feminism is so bad people thought this was real. So let's check out this brilliant satire, indistinguishable from normal feminist writing. I honestly don't know how to sum this up in a way that gives a fair assessment of how obvious it is that this is sarcasm. I'm just going to read the important bits of the article. After an altercation on a plane, she says she'd been verbally and emotionally raped. I think anyone who's a feminist would know that using rape in that context is pretty irresponsible. Next, I'm just going to read this whole thing. Today, my doctor, who I will call Sandy, did an ultrasound, and everything appeared to be fine. Would you like to know the gender? Sandy asked. I thought to myself, that machine is an ultrasound, not a crystal ball. You couldn't tell me the gender of that baby, even if you wanted to. Sure, was my response. It's a boy. ... What? I managed to sputter. Sandy then showed me on the ultrasound how exactly my body had betrayed me, even worse than the misogynistic suit jockey on the airplane so many months before. I was in shock. I started crying, weeping at the thought of what I was about to curse the world with. On my way home, my driver asked if I was okay and if I needed anything. Just stop right here, I yelled, deciding to walk the 4 blocks back home. My home became my prison and my fetus became my warden for the next 48 hours. Crying, sobbing, uncontrollable weeping, mental anguish the likes of which may only be experienced by those who have their lives destroyed by war. I was a refugee and my home was my refugee camp, an unfamiliar place that was just sheltering me. Truly indistinguishable from the other things you've shared today, Sargon. Let's check YouTube to see what rational minds were unable to tell the difference between this and a hashtag campaign. The first person we see is the Atheist Gamer, a random YouTube channel with 2,000 subscribers that yells at this article about why this woman is wrong. He basically stumbles over the first hurdle with this obviously fake article. The article says, men don't help women very much, to which the Atheist Gamer responds.
That's a mouthful. She wrote, one of the most prominent themes that I saw in these places was that men generally would look down on us, refuse to help us, or even lend an ear so that we can air out our grievances. Now, let me just say that this is absolute bullshit. Men tend to help out women all the fucking time, especially the ones that look very, very attractive. For fuck's sakes, we have people on the internet, those fucking white knights, especially those from Blue Chat, defend the living hell of the likes of Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, and Brianna Wu.
He genuinely just tries to prove the woman who said she's aborting her baby because it's a boy is sexist. The only serious video I see about this is Alex Jones of InfoWars, and Essie, a YouTuber who used to talk about his sex life while playing Call of Duty. Now, if intellectual powerhouses like these can make this mistake, surely Sargon is right. In all seriousness, even if this article was real, no one would be supporting this. One person does not make a movement. So we've reached the end of the first video. Let's tally up Sargon's proof for why feminists hate men. First, we have an ad with 3,000 views, a comedian telling a joke, an article defending that joke, a book written 20 years ago, 6 random people who made an anti-man video, a hashtag campaign, an opportunist who called herself a feminist, and said something anti-man 20 years ago, and a fake article that fooled InfoWars. This video has no intellectual merit. However, Sargon uses this false premise as a jumping-off point for many other videos, specifically video number 7, Male Feminist. He writes off male feminists as in some way self-hating because they support a movement that blatantly works against their interests. But I'm getting ahead of myself. From now on, I'm going to be trying weekly uploads. Next week, I have something about Hunter Avalon, and the week after that, I have something about Boy Scouts. I'll be trying to make one of these every month, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day.